Pisces, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for June the 6th through June the 12th. Let's get started and see what messages and themes we have coming up for you this week, Pisces. Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the messages for Pisces? Let's see. Round and round. Maybe needing a new perspective on something. Milk and honey coming out. All that glitters. Yeah, definitely needing a new perspective. Needing to stay in the now. We've got Observer on the bottom of the deck. So this isn't your week to be acting or sort of making evaluations or judgments. This may be your week to sort of just observe what's going on, because I feel like a truth is going to be revealed to you. All that glitters always makes me think that there is something here that you may be circling round and round, and you're being brought back to this moment, this experience, this lesson, because there's something more for you to see. It's not exactly what you think it is. There's more to this than you may think. Now, we see the here and now card, so I feel like this has something to do with future or the past, and you're really being guided to just stay in the now, because there is something that you're being brought back to have another look at it, because it's not as it appears. All that glitters is not necessarily gold, my friends. And so it's really important for you to just observe things this week. There may be a communication coming in. Message in a bottle suggests that there's some sort of communication that needs to happen. But I love that you've got milk and honey here, because that makes me think that you're moving towards something. You're moving away from something that is false and moving towards something that is a beautiful, prosperous, abundant, and very joyful and true, right? That's the other thing, is that it's true. So you're being brought back around, Pisces, to see something for what it really is. And you're going to need to stay in the present, because I think that this is something that meant something else to you in the past. So now it's your job to sort of just observe things and try to see the truth. Don't be fooled by the illusion, because you may be holding some sentimental past energies towards this. And it's important, it's going to be important for you to have to be a keen observer right now. And as I show you the Observer card, I see hiding behind it is community. And behind that is a change in the wind. So something is shifting in a community that you were very attached to in the past. And you're being guided to just have an observation here, but stay present. You're being brought back around so that you can see it from a different perspective. Like if I show you this opalite from this perspective versus this perspective, it kind of looks different, and it changes colors. It's not changing colors on camera, but it is in my hand. Like as I look at it like this, it looks green. And as I look at it like this, it looks blue. But on camera, it's not showing you that. So, but you know what I mean? Like needing to look at things from different perspectives in order to see a new truth. And it feels like, to me, this is one that is, it almost feels like you could move into something like milk and honey and away from something that's false. So this is going to be interesting. Let's dive into the tarot cards here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get the rest of the story here. No triggered behaviors, no lying to yourself. Just observe. Don't fool yourself into thinking this is gold. This is not gold. This looks like gold, but it's false. When you hold it up, yeah, and there's the Six of Cups. You are so sentimental about this, so you can't help but see it as gold, but it ain't. It ain't gold. The milk and honey awaits you. So you might have to have another conversation, because this has got to end. This is closing the loop. The World card here, there is an authentic loop closing. There is something that needs to be brought into closure, because it's done. It's reached its natural conclusion. You've been brought back around to look at it, because perhaps because of the sentimental attachment, perhaps because of this idea of sort of like wearing rose-colored glasses. When we look at the past, you're idealizing something or someone in your life, and you're lying to yourself. This situation is not gold. This is an illusion. This is the 10 of Cups in reverse, my friends. This situation is not your milk and honey. You know, sometimes it's not what you want to hear sometimes, because you're feeling very attached emotionally to this experience, this person, this place, or this thing. But there's the Hangman telling you to trust this. Trust that if you see something, if you observe something and it's an illusion, and then you lie to yourself, you're not going to get the emotional fulfillment. You have to trust that if something's not for you, something else is. And that's the milk and honey right there, Pisces. So you got to look at this from a different perspective, just like when I had the opalite in my hand, just like the Hangman does when he's upside down. He's tied himself to the tree of knowledge so that he can see things from a different perspective. And he's got his hands and his legs behind his back because he trusts. When he's upright like this, he trusts that by looking at things from a different perspective, he's going to see any illusions. And you've been brought back to this so that you can see the illusions, so that you can see that this is not what you think it is. But you're going to need to stay in the now, because when you drift back into the past, I think you get really nostalgic and really sentimental, and then it's hard to let go. It becomes very hard to close the loop on something when you feel an emotional attachment to a time when it appeared innocent, you know, likely in the very beginning when this formed. We've got a bunch of cards flying out here. We got the 10 of Swords. So you may have even been betrayed by something. You have a fear of missing out, which is motivating you to hang on, but you don't trust it. Intuitively, you don't trust this anymore. I feel like you know this isn't gold. You've seen the truth, but you're just denying it to yourself because of sentimentality. But get ready for some life pattern changes that you're currently resisting, but they're going to serve you in the end here, Pisces. Last card for you is the 3 of Pentacles. You're building a new community, but you're needing to make a choice here. You're going to have to choose a pentacle. I know that's tricky. This is Capricorn energy here, and the 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles is also Capricorn. You may have placements in Capricorn. But ultimately, I feel like this situation is trying to get you to see the truth, and that you're ready now to move past it. Because you don't trust it. You don't trust the energy around this situation. And I think that you've been brought back around to look at it one more time. You may have had an out and not taken it. This is a situation where you're almost stalling. And I think it's because there's an emotional connection. You're stalling. You're stalling. You don't trust it, but you don't want to let it go either. There's sentimental attachment here. Nostalgia has taken over, and you're sort of hanging on to something. You're resisting the inevitable. You don't want to let go of something. You know, you're needing to be in recovery, but you keep framing this as a devastating loss. But that in and of itself is keeping you hanging on. You need to see that this is not a loss. This is not gold. This deceived you somehow. This is not in harmony with you. I'm not telling you to hold a grudge. I'm just saying that this is the world here. You're at the end of this cycle, and you're hanging on, I think, because it feels very sentimental. But look what you're delaying by doing so. Milk and honey. There's a conversation that just needs to finalize this, I think, with message in the bottle. You've received the message in the bottle. It might not actually be a conversation. It's almost like, have you received the message yet? That this isn't gold? Because we're just going to keep bringing you round and round until you see it in the now for what it is. Observe it for what it is, Pisces. Oh boy, when the readings are this clear, you just gotta know that you intuitively, you know what's going on here. Trust yourself, because you certainly don't trust these people or this person or this community, whatever it is. Okay, to close this reading for Pisces, what is the highest and best guidance for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? A child's love. Isn't that beautiful? The love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make on earth. Children start out as a part of us, and from their first cries they establish themselves as the biggest part of our heart. You know, this is very interesting. This is why you're hanging on to this. This feels like it might not be a literal parent, but it almost feels like this is how much you love this person or people. This is how much you love this person or this group of people. You love them like a child would love their parent, or a parent would love their child. You feel so connected to them. And that's what's making it so hard, is this emotional connection you have to these folks or this person. It's going to be different depending on who's listening, but and the Six of Cups, again, it's a time when we're innocent, like children. You knew this person in the past in a way where either they were like a role model to you or you were their role model. But I think it was the other way around. I think that you feel like a child around this person in a very loving way, but they deceived you somehow. Something happened here that showed you something that's making you not trust them anymore. And I think we're seeing this child's love card because that's why you're hanging on. You're hanging on because of how much you love them. Oh, it's very interesting. And you know what's interesting is that it almost feels like it's going to take a lot to separate emotionally from this connection. And that's why you're being guided to just observe it for what it is. Instead of feeling it, just look at it. Look at it and examine what's been going on here, because I feel like you are building something new. And it's almost like it's related. Like, in order to build something new, you need to disconnect from this. It's very difficult. And Pisces, I mean, you feel things so deeply naturally that of course this is going to, it almost feels like the opposing forces are very strong because of the emotional connection. But you're being guided to see this for what it is today, not for what it was back here in the Six of Cups, but what is it here? What does it look like today? And I feel like today you don't trust this, but you need to choose what you're going to do. And I can appreciate now why it's so difficult. Oh, Pisces, I'm going to leave it at that. Sending you so much love and light, my friends. If this has resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. Connect with me somehow. It's always so nice to connect with you and build community here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Have a wonderful week, my friends. We'll see you again soon.